Hi students, today we are going to see an enjoyable poem, The Ant and the Cricket. This poem is a fable. A fable is a story with a moral. It teaches us something, a valuable lesson for our life, and it has animals as main characters. But this is not a story. The Ant and the Cricket is not a story but a poem in story form, and the main characters are not animals but insects, the cricket and the ant. So let's see the poem. We'll see the first stanza. A silly young a silly young cricket, accustomed to sing through warm, sunny, gay summer and spring, began to complain when he found that at home his cupboard was empty and winter was come. This is the first stanza. The poet says that there was a cricket. Cricket is an insect. The word cricket has two meanings. One is the game of cricket that you play, and secondly, an insect that makes cricking sound. The poet says that the cricket was silly, stupid, foolish, and it was in habit of, accustomed to means to be in the habit of. It had habit. What was its habit? Of singing. So the stupid cricket kept on singing when the weather was fine, when the weather was very nice, warm, sunny months. The word gay means happy, delightful, pleasant. It has another meaning also, but you can find it in dictionary. So during summer, spring, the happy season, it wasted its time in singing, and afterwards it started complaining. It began to complain. Why? Because he found that at his home, his place of storage, his cupboard was empty. There was no food in the cupboard. And obviously, the cricket was facing the danger of starvation, not getting enough food, facing hunger. And here there is a message for you also, students. Some of you waste your time before exams when you have plenty of time to prepare. You don't study properly, and then in exam hall, you request your friend to show you their answers. So don't be a cricket, be an ant. So the stupid, foolish cricket wasted its time, and when it was summer, there was a shortage of food, and the cricket feared that it would die of hunger. That was the first stanza. Let's go back to the first stanza and see the rhyming words. These are the rhyming words in the first stanza: sing, spring, home, come. Now let's move to next stanza of the poem. Not a crumb to be found on the snow-covered ground. Not a flower could he see, not a leaf on a tree. The word crumb means piece of food or an eatable. So the cricket found that there was not a small piece of food also, and the ground was covered with snow. It was winter. And if you looked at the tree, there was not a leaf also. The trees were also bare without any leaf. So the situation was panicky. There was no food available, and the stupid cricket had not stored any food. This is the second stanza. The rhyming words in the second stanza are found and ground. Next is see and tree. We can see the situation of the cricket, and he didn't do something that he should have during months of summer when there was food available. Now say the next stanza. Oh, what will become, says the cricket, of me, at last by starvation and famine made bold, all dripping with weight and all trembling with cold. Away he set off to a miserly ant, to see if to keep him alive he would grant him shelter from rain and a mouthful grain. Now in this stanza, the cricket is worried. He had no food and starvation would mean death. He was worried, what would become of me? That means what would happen to me? Starvation means hunger. And next word is famine. That means shortage of food. The next word is bold. It is exactly opposite of shy. Don't be shy, be bold, courageous. So the cricket was worried, what would happen to me? And because he was extremely hungry, there was shortage of food, he became bold. He decided to do something. Because everything was wet and extremely cold. Trembling with cold, that means shaking with cold. Trembling word means shaking. So it was extremely cold. The cricket was hungry, so he decided to go to the ant and he set off to a miserly ant. Miser means one who doesn't spend anything. Opposite of miser is generous. So the ant was miserly. It did not spend unnecessarily. So he thought that he would go to ant. He went there and he wanted to check whether to keep him alive. The ant, he means the ant, would grant him. Grant here means to give. If the ant would give him shelter and food grain, some food to eat. The cricket was careless in the time when he could store the food. So he wished only to borrow and he would repay tomorrow. Now he thought that I would take something from ant, food, and I will give it back to the ant in future or tomorrow. But knowing the nature of the cricket, we can easily say that the cricket would not have given it back to the ant. Now the next stanza. Let's go back to the previous stanza. See the rhyming words. Ant, grant, rain, grain, borrow, tomorrow. These are the rhyming words in the poem. If not, he must die of starvation and sorrow. He felt that if the ant doesn't give me any food to eat, I will definitely die because of hunger. Starvation means hunger. And sorrow, that is sadness. The ant said to the cricket, the ant says to the cricket, I am your servant and friend. Of course, we know the ant wasn't the cricket's servant. Here we can say the ant is bit sarcastic or humorous, and the ant called himself friend of the cricket. But though the ant said, I am your friend, the ant made one thing very clear. There are one rules among ants. We ants never borrow, we ant never lend. If you take something from someone for a time being, that is you are borrowing. And if you give something to someone for the time being or for some period, it is lending. So the ant made it very clear. We ant have one rules. We never borrow anything from anyone and we never lend anything to anyone. However, the ant wanted to know something. Maybe out of curiosity, the ant asked one question to the cricket. The ant said, "But tell me, dear cricket, did you lay nothing by when the weather was warm? When the weather was warm." So the ant asked a question to the cricket. When the weather was fine, when there was a food available, you didn't store anything? See the same shameless cricket. He said, "Not I. My heart was so light." There are, you can see, light heart is opposite of heavy heart. Heavy heart is when you are sad or tense, and light heart is when you are in good mood. So the cricket says, "I was in such a good mood that I kept on singing." Past tense of sing is sang. That I sang my day warm. Koth. Koth is an old word. It means said. The cricket said, the day was so warm, everything was so pleasant that I kept singing. For nature looked pleasant. Pleasant, happy, that means gay. So the ant is saying, "Okay, you sang, sir," you say. "So, my dear cricket, you are saying that you sang songs during warm days. Now, I have a suggestion to you. What you should do during winter, you wasted your summer in singing stupidly." The ant doesn't use such strong words directly, but indirectly the ant is suggesting same thing. You wasted your summer in singing. Now go and spend your winter dancing. So keep dancing in winter. And after saying that, what did the ant do? The ant hurriedly, in a hurry, hastily means hurriedly, lifted the wicket. Again, this word wicket has two meanings. One, the wickets that we use in cricket or we see in cricket. And second meaning of wicket, which is applicable in this poem, wicket means a small door or a small gate. So, in a hurry, the ant did not want the cricket to stay there any longer. So the ant opened the wicket, the small door, and sent the poor cricket out or away. Thus, the cricket was turned back empty handed. It did not get anything from the ant. Folks call this fable. I warrant it true. The poet says folks. Folks means actually people. Folk means people. People call this a fable. People say it's a story, just a story. But the poet says, in my opinion, it is a true. It is not a story. It is a fact. He says that some crickets, like the crickets, those insects, they have four legs. And there are some crickets, they have two legs. The poet here is directly or indirectly referring to human beings. There are many human beings, they don't do right thing in right time, and afterwards they feel sorry for themselves. This is a beautiful poem with a beautiful message that think about future, be prepared about future, be independent, don't rely on other people. That's all for today. Bye.